Bright Duty. Every student matters.
Subsistence strategies, because this settlement or this civilization, what we had discussed or what the archaeologists are giving their ideas, their view about that this existed near about the 5000 years. So next it comes about that subsistence, how to sustain their life, how these people, what were their strategies for their sustainability of life, how they sustain their life. So here in this topic we are coming to discuss about their strategies. What were their planning? This topic is only based on that, the planning, architectural planning, then administrative planning, agricultural planning, craft production, everywhere they have planned in a very well manner. Subsistence strategies of people including hunting and gathering. This was also, even though they have planned for the hunting and gathering also. Then second was followed by cultivation. Pastoralism means how to go for the pasture, to arrange the pasture for their domesticated cattle, sheep, goat, cow, and the distribution, whom to give the duty of this, the different kinds of work. Then people relied on many plants and animals. They have, as they were living in the nature along the river valley. If you find out the settlement, it was totally, completely greenery, wild, plenty of water were there. So naturally, plants and animals were also found over there. So direct hunting was also done by the people for their living. Fishing also was very common. Because of that, the civilization flourished along the river, and river was full of the fishes. So fishing was also one of the most important part of their food habit, because in many of the sites the fish bones are found. And finally, the people, when they have started their agricultural production, because this civilization is also considered as the Copper Age civilization. This is Bronze Age civilization, means that the different types of the tools were now the people they have started using for the cultivation of land. Bronze Age civilization means a complete settled life, and life is started settling with the New Stone Age only. New Stone Age, when the people have transformed from the nomadic life to the settled life, then it is known as New Stone Age. And gradually Copper Age, also known as Chalcolithic Age, and this is the gradual development after Chalcolithic, Copper, Bronze Age civilization. Then Iron Age is also there, but this chapter is based on that, the Bronze Age civilization, because bronze was used by the people in a very frequent manner. Then it is there are evidences of bones of animals. Bones of animals. Again, little bit I am going back to explain you that the name of the chapter, bones, is also there. Bricks, beads and bones. How bones are also helpful to the archaeologists to find out what type of the animals were found. So bones of, evidences of bones of animals, which prove that people consumed meat. This is the bones. By this finding, archaeologists now they have started depicting that the people were consuming meat also. These bones were found, so that gave them the evidence of that the fish was also in their food habit. The same way the animals' bones were found, which gives them the idea about that they consumed meat. Terracotta models of oxen, then plough, that show that the people relied on agriculture. Not only that, the hunting and gathering, pastoralism, but cultivation was also very important for the Harappan people, because this we are talking and discussing about that, the mature Harappan site, the mature Harappan people, which is completely comes under the Bronze Age civilization, and this civilization, they have started agriculture in a very planned manner. They have developed the concept of canal system, irrigation system, then cropping season, sowing season, then harvesting, everything was now developed. Next it comes about that eating habits. Before this, just now we discussed about subsistence strategy, how to survive. Now the people, how they have developed their food habits. Are they only depending upon the nature, or they have started cultivating the different types of food items? So nicely it is explained and broadly explained. Harappans ate wide range of plants and animal products, including fish. Because just now we discussed about that, this bones of the animals and the bones of the fish are found on the different sites of Harappan civilization. So the same way, they have a wide range of plants and animal products. They also use wide range. Then the food grains such as wheat, barley, lentils, chickpea, sesame, these are also found on the Harappan sites. These are the examples which is quoted over here is wheat, barley, lentil, chickpea and sesame. Then in Gujarat, they have what it is that millets have been found. Now also Gujarat is having a wide variety of lentils cultivated by the people, or can say that the land, the soil is fit for the cultivation of lentils. Even can compare that. In early civilization also it was like that. Now also the soil is fit for that cultivation of lentil. But rice, as the most important staple food of India and Indian subcontinent, was found rarely. It was not available. Bones of cattle, fish, fowl is found as a bird. Sheep, goat, buffalo, pig, deer, bear are found at the sites. So now the studies indicate that these animals were either domesticated or hunted by the Harappan, because the evidence of the domestication was not been found. So it is indicated that the archaeologists, they were telling that might be they were only hunted, hunting was done for their meat, for their food, or might be they were domesticating also all these animals. So that way the complete evidence about the domestication is not been available. After strategy, food habit we discussed, now agricultural advancements. What makes this civilization very, very unique in the world? So this advancements will tell us about that, how it was practiced, what type of the new technology was started by the Harappan people. So what it says that agriculture was the main occupation of the Harappans. It was the main occupation. The prevalence of agriculture is indicated by finds of grains. How these archaeologists, they are telling that, how it is available? Because of that, the findings of grains were there. The different kinds of grains were found, like wheat. Just now we discussed the rice was found rarely. It was not found on most of the sites, but in rare cases it was available. But this agriculture was prevalent because lentil, barley, wheat, those grains were found in a very common way in many of the sites. So it is very difficult to reconstruct actual agricultural practices carried out by the Harappans. So it's very difficult to say that how and what type of the crops were grown by them, and what type of how they were doing the cultivation, what type of the tools were used by them. Terracotta sculpture of the bull and their representation on the seals. Bull was there, oxen was there, but where they were found? They were found on the seals. Evidences were not found in the agricultural fields, but their images were depicted on the seals, which indicates that the bull was known to them. From this, the archaeologists assume that the oxen were used for plowing. So this is on the assumption basis. What it says that the plowing was done with the help of the oxen, because their pictures, evidences they found on the sea. Then it comes about that archaeologists, what they found on terracotta models of the plough at sites in Cholistan and at Banawali. Banawali in Haryana. This is the terracotta model of plough was found. Oxen and the bull images were shown on the seals. But in Cholistan and in Banawali, terracotta model of plough was there. So this is the two sites which is very important where the model of plough was found. Evidence of plowed field which is associated with the Harappan levels, they also have found at Kalibangan. Plough fields were found at Kalibangan. This is a site in Rajasthan. Then what type of the different things which is also found over there is the field had two sets of furrows at the right angles. Now the technology starts to each other, right angles. This is the right angles, and suggesting that the two different crops were grown together. Not only that, they use the technique to plow their field, but simultaneously they grow the two different crops. Most of the Harappan sites were located in semi-arid regions. So to enhance agricultural produce, they needed facilities for irrigation. This is also very important to understand. This is the semi-arid region, means not very fertile. So they need irrigation, lots of water for cultivation.